Hello, Star Wars fans. There's just 204 days until Christmas 2021, and we're on the Bad Batch Eve. We've got episode 6 coming up tonight, however that is for you. And today we're going to mainly focus on the Bad Batch, but there's other topic. It's in the title today and in the thumbnail. We'll be talking about Qi'ra showing up in the original trilogy era. This just happened yesterday, and I know it's a big spoiler. I hope I don't get in too much trouble by putting it out that way. Everybody else is kind of hiding it and putting a spoiler alert. We didn't do that here, so hopefully we don't get too much blowback. But today, as usual on Thursday, we have my friend, Imagic Maker. He's using his, Vega's computer, so he's got Vega's icon today instead of his own. But hello there.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday indeed. Happy Thursday indeed. So I know you are on a very tight schedule. We'll try to get through a lot of this very quickly. But I want to first make a call out. We said last week we've got our predictions link. So we've let me get that link and put it in the chat here. But if you want to make your predictions for episode 6, then come out to. I've got a little survey that you can take. There are 20 questions on it. So it may feel like it's a really long survey, but they're all yes, no, except for the very last one. And you can put in your predictions for episode 6 that drops tonight, tomorrow, overnight, however that is, in the next 12 hours. Oh, it drops about 15 hours from now, right? About 15 hours from now, whenever that is for you. You can make your predictions. This last week, we had one person beat Santa in the predictions, and that was Trexkiller. Trexkiller, who's here in the chat. Congratulations, my friend. You beat Santa. And as predicted, Imagic Maker, your predictions didn't come in at the top of the list.
No, pretty near the bottom.
But not the bottom.
The bottom.
In fact, I think your predictions.
So the next thing is there a prize for getting lower than a Magic Maker?
Than a Magic Maker. Oh, that's a good. that would be a good metric. If you beat Santa, you go on the wall of fame. If you lose to a Magic Maker, you go on the wall of shame. I love it. So you got your chance to go in tonight. I kind of went all in on one theory. I am on we're going back to Camino. So that's sort of where all my chips are, right? I've kind of thrown my whole hand in there. So you've got a really good chance of beating Santa because I don't have any insider information. I don't have any insight to tell me what this next episode is going to be. It's just, my guess. So feels about right to go back to Camino. And so I put all my predictions based on that. Perhaps you have seen, and let me share this with everybody and we can talk about it. Perhaps you've seen this. This thumbnail came out within the last 12 hours or so, 24 hours. And it shows episode 6, Convergence. The Bad Batch followed by multiple adversaries. And in the background, you can kind of pick up some clues on erect Star Destroyers and things like that. But I've got my questions. And let me just point out a few things that I pulled up. The first is on the larger thumbnail for episode 5, Rampage, it says the Batch strike a deal on a mission. So it says the Batch strike a deal on a mission. I went into my Disney Plus account and I looked at the same episode, and in my thumbnail on Disney Plus, it says the Batch strike a deal to take on a mission. Again, this one says the batch are followed, or the batch strike a deal on a mission. My Disney Plus says the batch strike a deal to take on a mission. So there's a red herring for me, right? Right, this is kind of a red flag. There's another thing that has me a little suspect. Again, this is just me being super suspicious. If you look at when you line these three thumbnails up on the left corner, this left corner of the thumbnail lines up pretty closely to Wrecker's elbow, and you see this knife kind of intersects with the about the third point or ish of this third thumbnail. Look at it. I tried to line these up exactly where the corner is at Wrecker's thumbnail or elbow, and the knife is about the third point. If you look on my screen, this separation line comes right about the top of Wrecker's mouth art, right, and right across Hunter's elbow. Look again at the leaked one, and it comes in at Wrecker's eyeball level and above the elbow, right at the inner joint. So I'm not convinced that this thumbnail is real. But if it is, then I'm in big trouble.
Well,
so
if it is, then you're just wrong in your predictions, and maybe you'll enter on the wall of shame.
maybe I will be on the wall of shame. So we will take a look at that next week. In fact, tomorrow we'll score the results, and
I think they're taking on another mission, because that last hint by Sid was like, hey, you kind of do what I want you to do, or I will let them know where you're at.
Right. right. So they've kind of struck a deal with the devil almost, right? Yes. So episode 5, what did you think of it? How did you like the episode?
I enjoyed it tremendously. I enjoyed it more because we now know where the Rancor came from.
Yeah, well,
in Return of the Jedi.
It may not be the same Rancor.
I think it's totally the same one. I have to go back and look at Return of the Jedi, but I think that one's crying, and I think you hear them say Mookie, but I have to go back and look at that and confirm that. That's why I think that is the case.
It could be. There's a lot of discussion over the last week about Moochie, and is it the same one we see in Return of the Jedi? But Jabba is said to have more than one. That he has several Rancor pets, and that only the one we see in Return of the Jedi, which leaves.
No, I'm aware of that, but I just think that that's the tie-in. I think it's supposed to be the same one.
Yeah. So let me just get caught up on the chat. My first thought was it was the same one, and then I saw that there was some discussion in Twitter that the story group kind of inserted themselves and said that the story was supposed to imply that it was the same one. So I think that's pretty much where their head was on it, and now they're trying to say, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So we'll have to confirm that. Otherwise, there's a ton of Easter eggs in that clip as well.
Oh yeah, no, there's a total lot of stuff, but that was just my favorite part.
Yeah. Well, I know I watched several of our folks here. Sheev the Wise did one on Vader's Lair about some of the Easter eggs. There have been plenty of other videos you can find all over YouTube where people have done Easter eggs. It appears there could be a Sith holocron on there on Sid's desk.
It's a wayfinder.
Yeah, a wayfinder. You shut up. It was it's a square, not a Not a pyramid. But there's some speculation it could be. We have the white armor helmet from the prototype armor for Boba Fett, right?
Right.
The one that I got from you, right? So I got this from a magic maker. And you see here, this is the armor. We see this helmet. Here we go. We see this helmet on the shelf. So it's very possible that will come into play. And a lot of speculation, will Boba Fett get that helmet? Or will Omega get that helmet? Or is it just an Easter egg? What do you think?
No, I think it will end up in the story. I don't think it. To me, this is a Chekhov's gun. You don't show the gun on the above the mantle if it's not going to be used later on in the story. And it's part of the reason why I think they're going to take on a mission. I don't think they're going back to Kamino. So I think the next one they're taking on a mission, they'll continue on missions because they said if you have a lot of money, it's easy to get out of there. You know? And she's already saw that them succeeding on getting that Rancor confirmed to her what she had, and she's not about to let that asset go.
Oh, she's going to be using them for sure. And they are mercenaries for hire now. It's official. And which was great. That was another line that was in there that I absolutely loved. We're building our Space A team. Here they are, the bad batch, the B team, the BB team, however you want to
like the B team.
Yeah, and more people are starting to pick up on it. And I know that for those of you who may not be aware, a Magic Maker did a trailer for the B team. You go check it out on Reimagining Star Wars. I put the link to his YouTube channel in the description here. It's a really good one. And then somebody else did one this week as well. Also very good. So more people. I need
an updated version now that I have all the characters that are true to it, and not from just from the original trailers.
Yeah, and you mentioned Chekhov's gun. So there's also blasters in Sid's room that appear to be the same model, or perhaps the same. I wanted to just throw a blank. All I can think is Boba Fett. Jango, right? Jango is blasters. They may not be his blasters. They're the same model, though. So
I'm assuming more than one was made.
Yeah, I would assume
or
so.
Two, I should say.
Yeah. I do want to catch up with the chat. It's getting way ahead of me. We've got lots of folks here. You guys are so gracious for being here. Dale Erdman, again, a gardener. We have Dale and Gray out gardening and listening to the show today. Thank you guys so much. Ducky's here. Oh, hello. And of course, Abby. Thank you so much for being here. Abby's a great supporter. She went in and just put videos on autoplay to help us get our hours up. We are almost to that 3,000 hour mark, and we'll be on the countdown to 4,000 hours. That could happen by Santa's birthday. My birthday is the end of July. So we've got all of June and most of July, most of June, most of July to get another 1,000 hours. This past 30 days, we got a little over 600 hours. And so it's absolutely within range to get by my birthday.
We can definitely do it.
We can do it by Santa's birthday. So there we go.
And I want to thank all y'all for helping me get more subscribers, even though I hadn't put out any videos for like 2 months.
Yes. Magic Maker told me earlier in chat as we were preparing that his subs are going up. So that's great. Yeah. Sheev the Wise, we mentioned you just earlier. If Rex comes this week, Santa's guesses are in big trouble. And hello, Mike Porter. That boy, Steve. Hello. You've made it. You've made it in plenty of time. And I saw we had Nikki. Hello. An irrefutable comrade. Hello, my friend. Hello. I saw another comment in here. I wanted to go back. The thumbnail could be messed up, like that one scrolling down low. Yeah, in the one that I did, it could be proportions. I tried my best to get the left-right aspect lined up with the thumbnails so that I felt like, well, I'm close. So yeah, it could be off, but I think the description is the best red flag. The variance in the description is the one for episode 5 is the biggest red flag to me. Let me get caught up again. Get a Moochie plush. Yeah,
You should get a Moochie Plus. That's a great idea.
they need. I think we
They
all
need you on marketing there, Abby.
They do, Abby. We definitely need a Moochie plush, and as well as a Clink, the little robot with legs. That was great.
It's a power droid. It's a conch. We call it Clink instead of a conch.
For the honor of Rancor plushies. Dale also doesn't think it's the same Rancor. Matt's Lego Films. Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Peter, we said hello earlier, and I think oh my goodness, I saw we've got another friend here. I'm just trying to get back through the Rancors. Force sensitive. Oh, we'll start a new rumor. The Rancors are force sensitive.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Pretty sure it was floating stuff
so
around.
Good. That's so good.
I did a force heal.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. And Trinity, I saw Trinity here. So excited to have you here today, Trinity. Thank you so much for your continued support. One of our regulars who has been here since the beginning. Thank you so much, Trinity. And you guys go check out Second Street Marvel. And Trinity, I noticed you've got a new logo. Here it's not in your thumbnail, your Second Street Marvel one. You've got one that's got a globe now behind it. Or maybe I've got it backwards. Maybe that's the old one. You have to let me know. Oh, Abby is a marketing major. Well, there you go, Abby. We got your first job for you.
There you go. We'll put a good word in for you with Lucasfilm.
Well, they need you in a bad way, in a really bad way. So the Bad Batch episode 5. Look, I loved it. I'm seeing a lot of criticism, and just to be fair, the Bad Batch does not seem to be getting the same kind of hype in the Star Wars community and in the social media that we got in The Mandalorian. It's just not.
First animation, they never do.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up, and I'm seeing, I watched Kessel Run transmissions yesterday, and I've seen it expressed elsewhere, that people are just not getting into it. And there's some disappointment. Some people say, I heard them yesterday saying that they were bored with it, or that they are frustrated that it's more of, it's not moving the story forward, things like that.
I disagree. I think it comes down to is this. Lucas had it right. Flashy swords make the difference.
Good. Yeah. Well, I want to.
I'm sorry. It's just casual fans don't know much about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And when they come in and they look at it, they want to see a flashy sword or a cool armor. They don't want to see stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are boring, you know. And so it's just that the truth of it is that it's got two things going against it. It's an animation. Most people don't like animations. All right, the majority of casual fans, unless you're under 13, and then don't like the animation, and it's not about Jedi. So those two things. I mean, the one thing that really makes Star Wars stand out from any other story is Jedi and Sith, and you take that away, and then it's not as interesting to most people.
Well, I also want to kind of set, I think a lot of people saw the Bad Batch as essentially the Clone Wars season 8, and they're wanting to see that story continued forward. The battle against the Empire, the battle against the new Palpatine's new Empire. That's not what this story is about. And I keep trying to, I posted it several places, that this is a serial series, right? This is, go back to your villain of the week, monster of the week, crisis of the week. And that's what this is. If you are looking for the Clone Wars season 8, this is not what it is. And it was described from the beginning that it was mercenaries for hire. A bunch of elite soldiers looking for how they fit into the world, following the Clone Wars. This is not the Elite Force take on Palpatine's new empire. And I think that's some of what has people frustrated. They're wanting to see this battle go forward. But Magic Maker and I, we've been very clear. This is the Space A-Team. We knew that. We knew it from before the season started. The description alone. And was the A-Team some plot moving series? No. It was a serial, right? Like, what was the crisis of the week? What was the bounty of the week? And that's exactly what they're building up here with the Bad Batch.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to establish. I see that Peter here said that it's because we got 4 filler episodes. I don't agree. They are setting the tone and the foundation for the story to move forward. But you absolutely need that. It is the in a way, it's the exposition of the story that is telling you what's going on. It's establishing the conditions, and so I mean, I don't consider it filler. I think it's just it is what I just don't think it's what people. I don't think people in general like the animation. I really think a lot of people discount things just because it's animation.
I think that's right too, and Ducky hit on it here as well. It's a kid's cartoon. But the animation here is beautiful, right? It is beautiful. But look, they're 30-minute, 28, 26, 32-minute episodes. Not everyone's going to be over 70 minutes like episode 1. And that's what I've heard a lot of people say. Like, look, it came out of the gates with a 70-minute episode that was mind-blowing. It was fantastic, super exciting, and it did feel like that continuation of the Clone Wars. And now what they're waiting for is for it to pick back up to be that again. And I don't think that's what it was doing. I think what it was doing is transitioning us. As you said, right? It was transitioning us from, it was even in the title logo where you saw the Clone Wars and it burned away to the Bad Batch.
Right. I mean, it's telling us right from the beginning that this is what the Clone Wars have ended, and now all that's left is this ragtag group. Yeah,
and it started off with that narration, just like the Clone Wars did, but that hasn't continued since. Right? It was only in that first one. That first 70-minute episode was transitioning you to what we're going to. And then every episode since, to me, has been building the characters, building their relationship together. You see them forming together with Omega as part of the team, how she fits in. You see her struggling with where she is, the whole thing. I think every episode has been brilliant. I've loved every single one of them, and I just love it. And Ducky's right. It couldn't hold up to in-depth weekly analysis. It's not. It just isn't the same thing that the Clone Wars was, and I think that's what a lot of people haven't picked up on. And I love Sheev. I saw that you posted this earlier. Right, I need to make a video on what filler is because people slap that on everything. Fair, right? I agree with a Magic Maker that I don't feel like any episode has been filler. Right, Peter, to normies, they're very filler. Okay, well, and I think that's what a lot of people. It is what it feels like to you. This is something I think is important for us to recognize as fans. For one person, what might be a great episode, just wonderful, to somebody else will miss the boat. Right, it's going to miss the mark. You're not going to connect well with it. And if it was filler for you, then it was filler.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, maybe it's just boring story to you. I mean, to me, this is more, like I said, the exposition pieces of it. I mean, as I consider filler is a placeholder to get you from point A to point B that really doesn't progress any part of the story, meaning that there's not even really much development of the characters in it, and it really doesn't apply to their to the overall character development or the overall story development. That's a filler episode. That's how I define it.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the official definition, but that's how I define it.
Well,
but, I think that's a pretty good way to look at it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that look, a filler episode doesn't have character development. It's just there. You see it a lot in series that have gone past their prime, where they're trying to figure out they don't have a story to tell, so they come up with maybe a flashback episode that's nothing but callbacks to previous episodes where they're retelling a story. That's a filler. You've already seen that story. We know what happened. You to be sitting around reminiscing about it doesn't move the story anywhere. And Gray's loving it. Trinity's busy. That's good. And again, I can't wait for Sheev to cover it. T-Rex, what do you got to say there? I feel like we could see the Batch's journey, but more focusing on a transition between a republic to empire. And it hasn't been doing that. Yeah, and that's a really good summary comment of what I've seen a lot of people express.
I think it expressed it perfectly. They said, when he said slavery was outlawed by the Republic. The Republic's gone now.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, we're getting a lot of good comments. And JT, hello there. There's 16 episodes. So that was another thing that came out this week. We saw where they said they just wrapped up the music composition for the season finale, and they showed the cover, and it said 116. So there are 16 episodes. Right. Yeah, it's going to be.
We knew there was at least 14, right? And now we have it confirmed that there are 16.
Omega goes to the prom. That'll be a filler episode.
Yes. Unless she was captured by Tarkin in the course of that, and they had to rescue her.
Yeah, the droid.
She doesn't really get to go to the prom.
The droid episodes in the Clone Wars. This was a primary filler. Yeah,
those were George Lucas' favorite.
He loves them. Yeah. Anyway.
We'll figure that one.
Oh my goodness.
All right, it's transition.
Yeah, we got to get to episode 6 real quick.
Episode 6.
Yeah, you already kind of mentioned where you think it's going to go. What do you think? Yep. Go ahead and summarize that again.
Well, I think that we're going to pick up another filler mission, not filler mission, but another mercenary mission. Y'all got stuck in my head. It's a Freudian slip there. And
all right, so I'll come back to it because I really want to let you talk a little bit about this. So
I want to.
Yeah, so our title, the thing that we said we were going to talk about today, and I'm sorry I let this go too long. We see in this Bounty Hunters episode or 1, Han always wanted to save me. Right there to Han's in Carbonite, and his life support is failing, and so she gets him. And if there's any doubt about who this is, it's in the bottom panel here, where she says she needs to finish preparations. Guests are going to be here. And I say, yes, Lady Qi'ra. So we can firmly place this in the OT era, and we know for sure that that's Qi'ra. So what are your thoughts about that?
I think that it was not Jabba that commissioned the capture of Han. It was Qi'ra. I think that's how they're going to write it. And that Qi'ra turned over the Han to Jabba, and that saved her skin.
Well, perhaps. What do you think the implications are that for getting Qi'ra in other series? Are they putting her here to kind of finish her story, or might we get her in the current Bad Batch? Might we get her in the Book of Boba Fett or Mando? Something else? What do you think?
Bad Batch, no. I think the timeline's off of that. We got to go, unless they do a skip about 10 years in the Bad Batch.
Okay.
So I think that's a no. That doesn't mean she's not in Andor. Same with Maul, right?
Right.
So I think that's kind of what we're hinting at, future use of her character in which I'm all super for. What I was saying that if Omega turns out to be force sensitive and is captured by Qi'ra, then she would make Vega's, villain. Omega could clearly be Omega's villain. That would create a backstory rewrite, but clearly it could happen.
Yeah. Do you think because she is part of a crime syndicate, here during the original trilogy era that her and Boba Fett should be in that book of Boba Fett.
She could show up in the Book of Boba Fett. I would not be surprised if that occurred. Actually, it's only set 5 to 6 years after the Return of the Jedi,
right?
And at this point, so I think it could clearly happen with the elimination of Jabba. Qi'ra could still be around, and trying to pull together some stuff, and she could come into an alliance or allegiance with Boba Fett.
Yeah, or opposition to, right?
Or opposition to.
Yeah,
I don't think so, though. I don't think they'll put her in opposition.
Yeah, I'm just throw it out there, right? What they could really do about anything with her. And as far as the actress is concerned, she's the right age,
right?
So it would fit in perfectly to bring her in and have Qi'ra as part of that. And then, real quick, I know you got to go. There's rumors going around again about about a Maul series in the works for Disney Plus, but it's complete. It's on like we got this covered kind of stuff. What what do you think? We might get a Maul series. It might this be the Crimson Dawn, and we'll see Qi'ra in that.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility. I mean, Ray Park has kind of hinted that he's been training for a series or some shows or something along the lines. I'm still of the opinion that they'll show up in things like Andor and in some of these other things where we'll see them as side characters and villains and intermediaries in things. I still think that's probably true at this point, but they'll see how. Doesn't mean they don't necessarily have some scripts ready to go if those episodes turn out to be really gangbusters.
Very good. Very good. Well, I know you have to go. You guys are scouting schools for Vega and the kids, so we'll let you go, my friend. You guys, make sure you check out Imagic Maker's YouTube channel. Look for that Bad Batch A-Team. What do you call that? It's an intro.
The A-Team parody, intro parody. Yeah, I'll get some more videos up in the coming month. I actually have a couple in the works. I just hadn't had a chance to get them together with. This is a busy spring is always a busy season on the farm, and and I've also been in the middle of a move, so it's just really just sapped all that, and plus we've been trying to close out the kids' school years. I've been homeschooled this year, so it's just been all busy, and so it's just a busy time of the year. So we've had to cut back on our extracurricular activities.
Gotcha. And be sure to go check out Imagic Maker's Discord as well. I know, like you said, you've been busy. You guys moving. You've been working on the farm, getting things set up. But on Discord on Sunday evenings, there's time for some fan fiction stuff, and so be sure to check that out.
Yep, that's Sundays at 8 Central. And,
okay.
I usually can stay on about an hour and a half. That doesn't mean y'all have to get off.
Yeah, we'll stay here. We'll just let you guys. We'll let you go.
All right. May the force be with you all. It was good chatting.
Thanks so much. All right. Yeah. Let me send out an invite here. Just give me 1 second. All right. So I wanted to get back to. Let me just catch up with some of the chat here. Shiv saying, I looked up the definition the other day. Naruto was already the base for Magic. Yeah. Filler is that doesn't progress the story or characters. Yeah. If we were 6 out of 16, it would be 40 minutes into a 2-hour movie. You're right, Jimmy. And hello, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, this is a protracted series, and these are 20-some minute episodes. When you take out the intro and the title, you're under 20 minutes per episode, or around that 20-minute mark per episode. It's good. 16 episodes in just one season. Each one is a small piece of the story. You have to look at it as a whole. Yeah. T-Rex. Kevin Kinnear. Yes, he said he was crying when composing the final theme. That's right. We're expecting a really emotional, really good finale. There's a lot of speculation that it could be Crosshair, given his life to save his buddies. And we'll see how that goes. Let's see if we can get caught up. Qi'ra in Lando, maybe. Oh, Matt's Lego films. Yes, I think that's a given, right? If the Lando series is going to go off of Solo 2, following that or in that same time period, I think we could absolutely count on that. Yeah. RJ, hello. Got a good feeling about tonight's episode. I do too. And again, I put in the chat earlier where you can come and you can get you can put in your predictions. Can you beat Santa, or will a magic maker beat you? Right, the Hall of Fame or the Hall of Shame? Can you? We'll see. I've kind of gone all in on going back to Camino, but we'll see how that goes. Let's see. I just saw. Yeah. You're going to wear your Grogu shirt today, Mike Porter. That's it. So that's been another speculation. Will Grogu show up in the Bad Batch? I took it off of the questions this week because we have a bunch of stuff to fill in, but that'll be back. I do think that we will see him at some point. Someone was talking about Lucas developing a crime underworld theme. Yes, Will. That is. There were several episodes for that build. I want to think over 20 episodes were kind of written and partially filmed, and it became sort of the basis for what we have now with The Mandalorian. But it was set more on the underworld of Coruscant, and it could be heading where we might be getting one of those. And as RJ said, 1717, right? I think I don't think it's 1717. It's 1117, maybe. I can't. You guys will get it, right? You guys, you'll get me. Hey, Mark Hamilton made it. Good to see you, Mark. And I've got a question for you. You submitted two predictions. Do we take your first prediction or the second? We can't let people put in, 10 predictions just so they can beat Santa. So you get every opportunity. 1313. There you guys go. You guys got it. You got to pick your first one or your second one. We'll grade one of them and the other one is replaced. So we'll do that. Yeah. Okay. You're going with your second one. Okay. Very good. Hopefully they rebuild some sets and Mando can go there. I would love to see that. Yeah, we might get a 1313 kind of series. I think a lot of people would love to see that done. So predictions for episode 6. So my own, I've already shared. I've kind of gone all in on going back to Camino. And in the survey, you'll see a lot of questions on there that I took from the remaining clips left in the trailers. And so we see, for example, in one of the scenes, we see Wrecker, a tentacled beast reaching up to pull him down, and another one where he swings over some lava. And so there's all kinds of stuff like that. And then there's some more just off of my own for my own kind of predictions about what might happen in the series. So you guys, it's a lot of fun. And once we get these things kind of worked out, then we can we'll add more of the fun ones in there. Hey, the Great Council. Oh no. Oh, here we go. Lunga, you're killing me, my man. We're what I'm familiar with where you are. Lunga, what are we going to do with you? What are we going to do? I think Lunga was looking for something different. And, I got into it just a little bit with him a couple weeks ago, and they were hazing me. Look, the Bad Batch is the Space A-Team. And I know that Lunga kind of got frustrated with the first episode where they sent the Bad Batch out on the mission to Tarkin, sent him out there to test to test their loyalty, and Lunga went on a down a rabbit hole there, and then just kind of blew it up from there. But oh my goodness, Lunga, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and you're entitled to your opinion, my friend. You're entitled to your opinion. Maybe it's not for you. I have loved every episode, and I think what people do is they come in with certain expectations, and when those expectations aren't met, then they get frustrated. To me, I don't agree with you on saying that it's just bad, but because I read that whole Tarkin thing differently than you did. Just for an example, he already knew that they let Caleb go, and they heard these reports, but he wanted to be able to confirm it. So he had heard that they were being rebellious, but he wanted to give them a direct order and see if they would carry it through. And they didn't, confirming his suspicion, and let him take it from there. But hey, if that's it, how about the last episode? Kid saves everyone again. Well, I mean, the Rancor did. The only thing she did was pull the pin on the cage. She didn't do a whole lot more than that. She pulled the pin on the cage, and everything else was the Bad Batch taking care of business. So if you want to say freeing the Rancor gives Omega the entire credit for the win, then look, all she did is let it loose. That doesn't give her credit for the beating the guards. It doesn't give them credit for getting them through the rest of the issue there. Oh my goodness, Lunga, my goodness. You know what? Here, this might be fun, you guys. Lunga, I'm going to send you, and I don't know if you can join us or not, but I'll send you the link that you can come in here, and we can argue. Here we go. We can argue this together. If you can join, go right ahead. Otherwise, we'll just we'll keep doing this. It's good fun. You think Anakin brought balance to the Force in episode 3 or episode 6? Oh, Whisper. That's a deep question. I don't know if we want to go off path that far today, but it's a good one to bring back. People are saying episode 6. There's different ways to read that. What do you mean imbalance in the Force? Okay, yeah, Lung is in the middle of a studio remodel. I saw you were helping the kid out with remodeling, so I appreciate it. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, Lung is going to have to start posting Red Eye Filoni vids next, right? Lung is a friend, and we've been friends now for a while, and he's just got a different kind of view on things, and that's perfectly fine. So that's episode 6. I'm going in on them. That we haven't seen them with Crosshair. I think we're going to see Crosshair this episode. And we also, it was 2 episodes ago, it was episode 4, where we saw Tech working on the inhibitor chip signal finder. And he was going, I think we're going to see that build up a little bit more. And we'll see the inhibitor chip discussed, and we'll see them maybe go back to Camino as a part of that. We know they're going to go back, and I think that might happen now. There are some other questions. Will they find out that Fennec Shand is who hired her? There's a lot of questions that perhaps the Kaminoans, I think the smart monies on the Kaminoans did that. Yeah, Lunga loves Filoni. Just the series is horrendous. And again, not every all content is going to be for everybody, and that's fine. Will answer. Anakin brought balance to the Force in 3 and 6. That's a good point. T-Rex, imagine Vader just shows up and murders Omega. Don't give Lunga things like that. don't give Lunga that kind of softball. He doesn't need it. We don't have to throw softballs for Lunga. It's okay. Look, it's obvious to me they're building up Omega to carry on into other things. Yeah, the Great Council coal for you, Lunga. Except you'd use it to help heat your house, so no coal for you. There you go. I was guessing it was Talon in the War of the Bounty Hunters. Oh, so the War of the Bounty Hunters. We talked about that a little bit. We'll get back to it in just a second. But so I think we're gonna see Crosshair come back into it. We're gonna see them go back, and we're gonna see the yeah, great. Lunga. I see. The problem is, I know you're having too much fun, right? You're entertaining me at the same time. This is when friends are trolling one another. You recognize it. It's good. I'll save up. I'm going to come and I'll troll you back, and that'll be fun. Yeah, the Omega hugging Grogu plushie edition. Right. They're building Omega up to be in multiple series. They're introducing her here. They'll come up with a story much like Qi'ra. Where was she during the original trilogy? We had her introduced in this. Smash like. For every like, Lunga gets coal that I want to give it to him. So he'll know he has coal. He just can't get it. T-Rex. I think I'm my new best friend. Oh my goodness, you guys. That's a lot of fun. I know. See, that's the problem. Some people, they try to get on the naughty list to get coal because they like it, and all I would be doing by giving Lunga his coal is giving him something that he wants anyway. So I can't be doing that. If we go back to Camino, Santa is going to be doing really, really well on my predictions. The other side of that is because of the inhibitor chip, right? We've seen it carried on now in a couple of episodes. I know it's another thing that's got to be frustrating Lunga to death is the headaches that Wrecker keeps having due to this inhibitor chip. And there's a couple of thoughts on that. I keep seeing people say that they think he's going to turn on the Bad Batch. And we even had a discussion in the Discord a little bit about going that tragedy route where each of the Bad Batch turn one by one against each other, and perhaps they'll become what is that? It's Clone Force 99. They'll become Clone Force 99, and there's some similarities, but I don't think they'll go that route. I knew it. I knew you wouldn't like it. Sheev, Lunga, I promise you, shows in, you'll think different. Well, I wouldn't promise that to Lunga. You'll only continue to get him to put out annoying videos of him not liking the Bad Batch. It's good. So anyway, I think that it's just causing him a headache because he's not receptive to it, and it's trying to send signals. And I think we're going to see that Tech is going to come up with a bit of a wand that will disable them, so that he'll cure Wrecker's headaches, and they'll be able to remove chips from clones' brains or disable them in that manner. So they'll be able to start turning clones back into just being clone troopers and not kind of affected by these inhibitors. Ultimately wanting to do that for Crosshair, but we'll see if they're able to do that. They had an entire arc taking the chip out of Echo's head in Clone Wars. Well, they weren't there for that, were they, Lunga? They weren't there when those were taken out. These guys don't know that. And I think they will find it out. And when they do find it out, that's why they've got to get hold of Rex. When they get hold of Rex, Rex will tell them about this whole deal with Echo, and they'll be able to resolve that. It's good. Star Wars Krampus. Yeah, yeah, maybe that's what I'll start calling him. Lunga. Stop calling him Krampus. But again, that would only help feed the beast, right? You can't. Yeah, Echo was there. Echo was definitely there. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Again, the other thought was perhaps that they will, because of the chip, they'll go find Rex, and we'll see the episodes in the trailer where Rex is there. So, do you think this episode will be the one where they catch up to Rex and they ask these questions that Lunga so much wants them to know about? About the inhibitor chips, and they already know this. Rex knows that information. Do you want that to? Do you think that'll happen tonight, or do you think that'll happen in maybe in next week? And again, I've told you where I put my bet goes into their going to be a Camino episode tonight, and that will go into the Rex episode maybe next week. So we'll see how that goes. Mark, the A-Team was Adventure of the Week. No through plot. Right. We get more plot development. Amen, Mark. We do. We get more plot and character development than we did in a lot of serials. And that's, if you look at the Bad Batch, it's a serial show. It's episodic. It's, again, it's Monster of the Week, Villain of the Week, Crisis of the Week. That's what it is. And if you understand that it's a serial show, I think it is executing that format better than a lot of shows have, including the A-Team, that it's modeled after. This is the Space A-Team. It is mercenaries for hire. We even got that delivered to us in the dialogue in episode 5. They're mercenaries for hire. So we know that's happening. And this is a serial show. Villain, monster, crisis of the week. Rinse, repeat. That's what it's modeled after. That's what it is. And it's entertaining for kids and adults alike. And I agree with Mark saying that we get more character development, plot, lore. We're getting some really dark elements included that Lunga should like. He likes it when people get roasted alive with flamethrowers. That's good Lunga content right there. You should like that. So there you go. Oh, Lunga, I wish we've got to do this together so we can banter, because I give it to you. I'm not gonna let you get by with it. I hope we get more from Saul Guerrera. I think we will. We saw Saul in several episodes of the Clone Wars, and I think we'll get him here as well. It's something we should talk about, guys. Hey, come to think of it, I was plugged in and I know all about this deal. And my buddy, he had this thing. Let me tell you about it. Yeah. If Vader kills Omega, you make a stream with a full apology to Lunga. Oh, if that happens, not only would I do that, I would even give Lunga control of my channel for an entire day. He would have control of my channel for a day. Put anything he wants out there, but because it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I love it when a plan comes together. Exactly. Kanan B. Yeah. Lunga. Lunga. Yes, the Bad Batch is well done. Right. So I hope you guys see how much I'm enjoying the banter with Lunga. We're not at odds with one another. We just don't agree, and we're friends who don't agree. Yeah, how hated Ahsoka was at the beginning, right? There you go, Lunga. You know, as soon as we get the Omega plushie, I'm mailing one to you. You're getting a Lunga edition Omega plushie. And I want to see it on the shelf right behind you when you're doing your videos. There with your helmets that you make. I want to see the Omega plushie on the shelf. Yeah, okay, I will. You're a terrible person, Trexkiller. You're a terrible person. You guys. So again, just to touch base again, if you missed it earlier, War of the Bounty Hunters. What is it? Edition 1. They show Qi'ra here with Han Solo frozen in carbonite. So we know this happens right between Revenge of the Sith, or not Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and we know that it's Qi'ra because they remove all doubt in this bottom panel where they say, yes, Lady Qi'ra. So we know for sure that that's the deal here. Yeah, she looks a little Mara there, right? So I think, it's really, really helpful that they put it right in there, that there's no question about who she is. You mail a plushie to Lunga, it'll get burned. No, I want to see it on the shelf behind Lunga. And every live stream that he does, I want to see the Omega doll back there, the plushie right behind. It would be so good. That'd be so good. You guys, we're having a lot of fun. Star Wars. It's Star Wars 4 men and a little lady. I'm not gonna. It's funny. He is on board with more Qi'ra. Yeah, me too. I think getting her in live action shows, I think for sure we're going to get her in Book of Boba Fett. They're setting it up here, and it'll carry through. We're going to, because here she stole Han's carbonite from. She stole it from Boba Fett. And again, if you're not familiar with the story, it was on live. The life support in there was failing, and Boba Fett was in trouble. He didn't want Han to die, and Qi'ra ends up taking him. They get his life support settled out, and then she's invited a bunch of people here. And this is what we see in the panel. At the bottom, it says she needs to finish the preparations. The guests should be arriving soon. She's kind of setting up a situation where folks can have a bidding war for Han Solo's carbonite. There's a lot of people interested in saving or killing or just preserving him in carbonite, Jabba the Hutt included. And she's picking a little bit of fight here with Jabba because Jabba had wanted him, and also picking a fight with Boba Fett. And if the Book of Boba Fett is Boba Fett's hit list, all right, it's his book of people that he has issues with, it's his blacklist, right, where he's wanting to mark people off. She could very well be part of that because she stole his carbonite, him in carbonite from him, and he had to get it back. So she could very well be opposed to Boba Fett instead of with him. So I think that's where we're headed with it. I think we're absolutely going to see her in the Book of Boba Fett, and it would just be great to see. I think it was brought up earlier here as well. She could show up in the Lando series, and that would be welcome. That would be very welcome. Let's see. Go back up. Yeah. So someone meme 4 men and a little lady. That'll give Lunga something to do. Lunga could put that in one of his thumbnails. Four men and a little lady, and talk about how much he loves Omega. I know it's different Han actors, but it's funny to see Han looks old in the OT, but Qi'ra looks like she hasn't aged in a day. Yeah, I saw some comments about that too. Look how young she looks. And it works that way with different people. And there's been talks about how, for example, Boba Fett is an old dude, but at the same time, what's her name? Katie Sackhoff. She looks fantastic. You want to talk about somebody who looks fantastic? Ming Na Wen. Oh my goodness, she looks amazing. She's aging very well. Maul was favorite part. Right. Let's see. It was a thumbnail for episode 1 review stream. Okay, there you go. Finnick fighting Qi'ra. Oh, there you go, Wayne. He's calling it right now. We're going to get Finnick fighting Qi'ra in the war, the War of the Bounty Hunters in those comics. That would be good. Yeah, we'll have to get Lunga when he can come on, and we can banter in real time. It'll be a lot of fun. So there's those things. A couple other things to talk about real quick. Tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, we'll do a watch party as we have every week. And we'll look and see how well everybody did on their predictions. If you haven't put in your prediction yet, please come out here, submit some. We've got 13 predictions 12 minus Mark's duplicate. So we got 12 predictions. Come and put your predictions in. Can you get on the wall of fame by beating Santa with Trexkiller, or will you go on the wall of shame by losing to a magic maker? That's what we want to know. How well will you do? And so it would be fun to get your predictions in there. So we'll do that at 7:30 in the morning. Then I've got a special guest tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon Eastern. We're going to do an extra live stream this week. We have some pictures from the Andor set that a friend of ours went out and took. They revealed them yesterday. Lucasfilm called and said, you got to take those down. You can't put them up. But we're going to share them during a live stream tomorrow. Pictures taken in person at the set of the Andor filming. So join us tomorrow at noon, and we'll take a look at those together, and we'll see if Lucasfilm calls Santa up and says, hey, Santa, you can't do that. We don't know. And then as we've been doing, 3:30 tomorrow afternoon on my Discord, we'll open up the Discord stage just to have an open discussion about who did worse, a magic maker or Sheev the less wise? I think they tied. Now that you ask, I got to go and look to see because I was trolling Sheev earlier this week saying he's putting in Sheev the wise. Yeah, Santa, I'll do it so Lucasfilm notices me. That's my hope, that they call me and say, hey, Santa, and I can say, hey, guys, about that whole shield check thing, can I sign a contract? Can Santa get some shield money? I'm absolutely on board for it. Give Santa some shield money. I would love it. So let me see here. I've got the episode 5. Let's see. How well did Sheev do? Sheev the wise last week got Sheev the less wise, as we put it. Sheev the less wise last week got 7. He tied with a magic maker. So there you go. So he doesn't go on the wall of shame, but we did have one person, only one person came in below a magic maker. That was Mas, M-A-S. So Mas, if you catch this, you're on the wall of shame. You lost to a magic maker. You're the only one. And then we only have one person out predict Santa with 14. He got that was Trexkiller, who's here, and then 13. I had 13 correct. So tomorrow, join us. We're going to have fun talking Star Wars, and maybe we'll give Lunga some more hazing. It's a fun thing to do. Everybody loves to haze Lunga. Why not? And if you watch his live stream, he'll may even curse at you for doing it. Lunga's got he doesn't mind letting it fly. So I can't wait to catch the Lunga's next stream and come in and just troll him. And I will. I can't wait. Lunga's got sound effects though, and so I don't have that. Right? You're a sadist. I know you are. I know you are. And I can't thank you enough for being here today. You've made the discussion a lot of fun. Yeah, Disney lawyer's going to send a cease and desist to the North Pole. You know, Disney can compete with our friends over at Hasbro to see who's going to be the one on Santa's heat list. So, thank you so much, everybody. I've had a blast, laughing, having a good time with you all. This is what friends do. We hang out, we laugh, we have a good time, we talk about things we love, and I've had a wonderful time. Better be on the wall of shame than to do the walk of shame. That boy Steve funny. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. May the force be with you, and Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye.